welcome to Virtual Realms. I'm Ranger 1. In the tradition of this channel, I'd like to bring you a quick spotlight on a handy mod, very similar to one that we looked at not too terribly long ago. This is Dubcut's Wooden Hanging Bridge mod. Yes, he's the same creator that brought you the original Bridges mod, such as the one that is directly behind me right now. And they're incredibly handy. But sometimes you just need something that's a little easier to place than these original bridges are. The Wooden Hanging Bridge mod fills that gap very nicely. It's very easy to place, and the beginning point and the end point don't have to line up precisely for the bridge to still snap into place and look good doing it. Say, for instance, you have a situation like this, where you want to create a shortcut bridge between these two platforms. They don't line up perfectly. This other platform over here is at a bit of an angle. That would have been a little tricky with the original Bridges mod, but with the Wooden Hanging Bridge mod, it's a lot easier to deal with. There are handy instructions on the screen that pops up when you try and place the bridge that walk you through the process. Just pick your initial point, as I have here, line up where you want the bridge to end, and click again. It'll give you a green outline of where the bridge is going to be, and then you have a few options that you can choose from. You can press C to select whether you want the bridge to bow in the center or arc up. You can press X to decide whether or not you want it to go higher or lower than it is originally. And you can press V to actually change the width and overall size of the bridge. I'm going to take a minute to flip through the various options so you get a good idea of what the bridge is capable of and what sizes and angles that it can attain. Keep in mind, this is snapped perfectly into place without having two perfectly perpendicular surfaces across from each other. The original Bridges mod could overlap these other platforms, and I could have made it work. In fact, I've made it work in several locations throughout Arborea, but this is just a lot easier and a lot cleaner if all you want is just the basic hanging wooden bridge. It doesn't have the stone and metal options that the original Bridges mod has, but it really doesn't need to. The hanging wooden bridge that this creates, in my opinion, is far superior looking to the one that came in the original mod. With a click, it builds itself in front of your eyes, and lo and behold, now we have a brand new bridge, just that quick and easy. And give it 10-15 seconds once you get used to the process, and you're going to be done. Now there are a couple of things to keep in mind. These cool swinging ropes that form barriers to either side, while they do provide a little bit of resistance if you hit them dead on, they don't really keep you on the bridge. So don't rely on them to keep you from taking a tumble, especially if you have dinosaurs that are going to be following you across the bridge. They need to be right behind you all the way, or they're going to take a nasty fall. I did discover with a little bit of experimentation that you can place fence supports down either side of the bridge if you really want to. That way you can add your own railings however high you like on either side. It definitely works, but the end result looks a little bit funny. There is one area that I should point out to you where the Hanging Wooden Bridges mod falls short of the previous creation by Dubcut, and that's the distance that you can span with it. We've set our endpoint here close to us, but we aren't getting anywhere close to the far bank. You can assign a bridge length that is fairly generous and will cover most of your needs, but something like crossing this chasm, well, there's just no way that's going to happen. Fortunately for us all, Dubcut has included a handy rangefinder that lets us know exactly when we're in range to place our bridge. So if you find yourself in a situation where there's a span or body of water that you need to bridge, and your current solution, assuming you have one, is not working out as you had anticipated, this might just fill the bill. Oh, I almost forgot. There is one other adjustment that you can make to these bridges, and that's the angle of the endpoint. You can raise or lower the endpoints so that they flatten out more or arch more, depending on the terrain at either end. Now, one oddity about this mod that he's working on, and hopefully will solve soon, you can only adjust these endpoints from the end where you placed the bridge originally. Well, you'll still get the menu at the other end, but you can't do anything with it, so just keep that in mind. It won't take you any time at all before you end up with some magnificent bridges in a few seconds' time that can solve any number of transportation problems or aesthetic problems that you may happen to be facing. In this case, that little problem I was having with dino traffic jams under the bridge has virtually disappeared now. So that's our quick look at Dubcut's wooden hanging bridge mod. I think you'll find that it's a handy addition to any private server, and I do recommend that you at least give it a try. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe if you liked what you saw, or at least give me a thumbs up. And even if you don't, I appreciate you stopping by. Until I see you again, good hunting.